Hello, ladies. This is Ebony Phoenix back with another podcast. The end of the year. Oh, ladies, 2021 is about behind us, and we're looking forward to 2022. And so, Aunt Ebony is back to drop some pearls again for you today, and basically summarize the whole divestment series that we have been doing in the past few months. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my ladies that allowed me the pleasure of interviewing them. Some of these ladies are YouTubers, and please check out their YouTube channels. That is Divested Zealot. That she is straight with no chaser. She will just tell you like it is, and then she said what she said. Okay. Lexus Exodus. Hello, ladies. She is just a great lady, also straight with a little bit of humor. Down the pike. Please check out her YouTube channel. She will give you straight facts also. Another lady simply said she does how she does it, but she has an interesting take on what's going on in Blackistan circles. If you want the really, really hard statistics, please visit Black Femicide US on Facebook. Rosa and that crew, they have it popping over there, and they will tell you no lies there. This is a channel for the divested ladies and people who are really thinking about divesting from cultural and community abuse and exploitation. So I'm here to summarize the Divestment 101 series. And then we will go into 2022 strong. Before I do that, I would like to give a shout out to Kay. Thank you for the interview, lady. I really appreciate it. It was very informative. And please check out my podcast, A Girl's Birthright, in this Divestment 101 series. I think some of the stuff that I'm going to summarize will make a little bit of sense. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Let's summarize it and call it a day. Now, on this channel, I don't talk about Black males in the Black collective because they are not important here. They don't matter here. They don't matter here in this space at all. A lot of people like to talk about not all. Well, okay, let's talk about majority rules. So if 90% of the animals in the zoo are acting crazy, majority rules. You worry about that 90%, right? 9 out of 10 times, if you put your hand down in a sewer, you're going to come up with a log of shit. Hope it's not diarrhea, right? Okay, majority rules. So miss me with the not all bullshit. Okay. So, what is divestment? It's putting yourself first. It's putting yourself and your needs and your requirements first. Your health, put that first. Emotional, mental, physical, spiritual wholeness and health. That is what you put first, because remember when you go on a plane and if you lose cabin pressure, the oxygen masks come out from the ceiling, and they always tell you put your mask on first before you help another vulnerable passenger who may or may not be in your party. It's the same thing. Okay, get the hell out of Blackistan before it completely drowns you. It's funny. We know that in Blackistan, there's basically a lot of misogyny running around, okay? They will use you, abuse you, and put you in a coffin, put a whole bunch of flowers on top of that, and go and eat the fried chicken or whatever they're going to eat, okay? They'll come to your funeral, but they're not going to come to your life. They're not going to support your life and support you. Those kind of people, you got to divest from and get away from. And basically, that means pretty much keeping African American males, anybody from the diaspora out of your dating pool. Okay? Just because you meet somebody who is non-Black doesn't mean that he's not going to be crazy. Vet. A lot of people are afraid to divest because basically they think they're going to be alone. Now, yes, Blackistan will ostracize you. They will castigate you. And you will feel alone. And sometimes you are going to be alone. But that's better than being used and abused. At least when you're out of the noise, you get to hear your own thoughts and basically decipher your own feelings about things, okay? So divestment is for you, and you deserve that. So divestment, it really is a holistic way of living that comes from self-preservation. It's derived from a self-preservation mindset. That's all. It's not a big ballyhoo. It's basically preserving yourself, taking care of yourself from inside out, okay? First of all, divestment is not hatred, okay? Loving yourself doesn't mean hating others. Now, you can tell white supremacists talk about, we love whiteness, okay? But you hate everybody else in order to love whiteness. That makes no sense, okay? Okay? Putting somebody else down to make yourself feel better, that's not it either. So if anybody tells you that divestment is hating others or hating Black men, well, that person telling you that is a lying asshole with an agenda that does not serve or help you. Divestors don't hate anyone. It's too much negative energy, which can harm you physically, mentally, and emotionally. If life is about balance, being in Blackistan and not taking care of yourself and taking care of everybody else, that is total imbalance. You need to bring your life into balance and center yourself before you try to take care of everybody else. Remember, I always say, Black women are like a beautiful crystal picture of lemonade. And if a whole bunch of dusty Negroes come through and get some lemonade and move on, who's going to replenish the pitcher of lemonade? You can't just give till it hurts. And if anybody in any community wants you to do that, they are not about you. It is not about you, sis, and they don't care about you, okay? Family is not just genetic link. Your family and friends are people who support, encourage, and love you as is, and want to help you, want to be there for you. They are give and take, not just take. So you can liken Blackistan to a community of takers. And if you're tired of that, keep listening. Be careful when you set on divestment, because there are men and women from a lot of different communities that can hurt and hinder divestors. Okay? They can slander you. They will do anything to keep you chained to dysfunction. Don't listen. So let's get into this. Number one, the reason why people are so upset about you divesting, okay, is that if you divestment makes it difficult for other people to exploit you, whether you're in Blackistan or not, okay? It makes it difficult for people to exploit you physically. Okay, let's talk about physically. Stop getting out there and marching for folks who are not going to march for you. All you doing is messing up a pair of sneakers. You could go to the gym instead. Stop having sex with guys who do not respect you one iota. Get a vibrator. I'm sorry. Put on some porn. I don't care what you do. Do not have sex with somebody who does not respect your bodily integrity, which means he'll give you an STD. Don't sleep with anybody like that. Don't share men. Men are not worth sharing. Good God. Okay, I don't care if they want to share you. You might be worth sharing, but don't go that route, because basically they're there to get something from you and give you something you don't want. Stop having sex with these people. And stop the man sharing. Dear God in heaven, I can't even I can't. Hey, I said what I said. Man sharing is not good for any woman. Okay, especially in the Black community, because they have nothing to give you but bad penis. Leave it alone. Okay, you deserve better, lady. You deserve better, young girl. Okay, so also mental and emotional exploitation. Dear Lord, if he's got side chicks and side babies, you don't need him. Get somebody who sees you as the world and want to make a world with you, with boundaries. No side chicks, no side babies, no prostitutes, just you. Okay? All of this kills your self-esteem. Okay? They kill your self-esteem with the side chicks, yeah, but also the self-esteem is usually killed by spiritual manipulation in the church, people criticizing your skin tone and color, criticizing your features, your hair texture. Oh, no 4C women, right? Your body type, your weight, your body count, so to speak, how many people you've had sex with. We don't care about that. Oh, if you're too educated, oh, don't be single. Don't be a single mother. Oh, let's just talk about what's coming out of her vagina. Let's see how it smells. Now, some fool coming up trying to smell your vagina, he ain't worth your time anyway. Okay? If he's talking about that, and that's the only feature of you that he wants to talk about, then he is not worth your time, not worth your consideration, let alone worth you screwing. Sorry, ladies, but I said what I said, and I won't take that back. You deserve better. And you're never going to get a better life being surrounded by turkeys who want to take things from you and give you nothing. Okay? All right. So this ostracizing bit, let them ostracize you. Let them talk about you. You should have some peace. Okay? Let them do what they do. You can't not control anybody but yourself. And you should be getting peace of mind and loving yourself. Loving yourself does not mean hatred of others. Okay? Next, spiritual exploitation. Okay, here's the thing. Like I said, I feel that a lot of people who call themselves quote unquote Christian are folks who basically let the church dictate their social calendar. Okay, if you notice, a lot of Black churches have a whole bunch of Black women and children in them. Yeah, you don't see a lot of men, do you? Okay, they don't like that gospel message. Okay, all right, that's okay. You don't have to be Christian. You could be any other religion. Do not be subject to spiritual abuse. Divest, figure out who you are. And that's going to be a lifelong search, figuring out who you are and what your purpose on this earth is. Don't let somebody tell you what it is, okay? Look, the Adam and Eve story, is allegory. Okay, it's an allegory, a story about how the first humans on earth came to be. And you know, Bible is not, for the Christians out there, it's not should not be taken as a literal document. It's a spiritual document. It is mixed with allegory, it's mixed with fables, it's mixed with history, and a whole bunch of social context that we can't even think of today. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, look, I don't care if Eve ate a wagon full of moon pies and pizza and chugged it down with some beer. Okay? I don't care what she ate. That doesn't make you less than anybody else on earth who could call themselves Adam. You understand? You were also made in the image of the universal energy that forged this whole universe into being, and that's pretty cool. You are made of stardust. Let's keep it moving. Financial exploitation. Watch John Singleton's movie called Baby Boy. It was from the early 90s. You'll get my drift. In Blackistan and in the Black collective, men chase women for resources and sex. They depend on everything from you, and then they resent you for it. Okay? Okay? Your feminine energy is there if you were born a woman. You don't have to learn how to be feminine. Yeah, you can learn how to do your makeup, your hair, whatever, but that's not the key point of your femininity. It's the fact that you were born female. Okay? And the cultures assigns male traits and female traits to some extent. But you are feminine by virtue of being female. Okay? You don't need to learn how to be what you are. Good God. Okay? Yeah, do those nicety things, but you're still a woman, and that's okay. And you're no less than any man on this God-given earth. Okay? So the financial part of it is you don't need to help a brother out. That's my point. Okay? You don't need to help a sister out. You don't need to get anybody out of jail. You don't need to pay anybody's bail. You don't have to take care of somebody's kids that aren't yours. You don't have to do that. Okay? You don't have to do that. And you know what else affects your financial life? Children. Do not let anyone force a baby upon you. You don't want to have the baby? Have an abortion. Get contraception. Use it regularly. And yeah, some people get pregnant even with that. And if an abortion is okay with you and you don't have a problem with it, you do that. You are not forced to be anybody's mama. Okay? And if somebody's going to call you mama, you darn well better make sure that's what you want to be called. If you want to give the baby up for adoption, do that. Okay? Because the number of children you have and how you space them out determines your financial future. Never, never, never have a child unpartnered. If you don't have at least a family, somebody to really support you, because children are an undertaking, a great undertaking that many men don't want to deal with. So if he told you something else before you getting pregnant and you got pregnant and all of a sudden he's acting crazy, get away from that fool. And if he has basically charged you or basically put his fist against your head or was aggressive with you in any way, don't even tell him you're having a baby. If you don't want this dude, have the baby and put the baby up for adoption if abortion is not palatable for you, okay? You deserve a life worth living. Now, divestment from Blackistan is like leaving a cult because you are basically programmed. You're programmed to think that men are more important than you. You're programmed to protect men who are supposed to be protecting you. You are programmed to think highly of men who are not worthy of it. Okay. You are programmed to that. It's akin to leaving a code. You have to be deprogrammed. So here's the thing, and it's difficult because abuse is normalized in the Black collective, especially of women and children. So here's the thing: when you have your faculties that you decide, hey, I want to get the hell away from this, and I deserve more. Okay, great. You're thinking about you. You can do it in steps. Number one, you can physically, if you can get away from the Black collective, great. If you can't, do number two. Start with number two, financial divestment. Don't help a brother, sister, cousin, Pookie, Ray Ray, whoever out. Okay. Third, emotionally divest. Okay. Forge a new identity based upon the traits that you have, not with what has been ascribed to you. Okay. And the reason I say that is because the greater society says, look, you're a Black woman. Okay. And they're going to take points away from you simply because you are Black and woman. Now, the Black community will take points away from you because you're not light skinned. You're overweight. Okay. You have the wrong hair texture. I am a 4C queen, and I'm happy about that. Okay. Don't like your nose. Don't like your lips. Don't like your skin. Don't like the this. Oh, your vagina smells bad. Blah 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 blah. And I've noticed that in the Black collective, they really take a woman apart. They see her as a collection of parts, not as a whole human being in need, who is vulnerable, who is loving, who's caring, who's so many things. Okay? Tits and ass, not a woman makes. Okay? All right. Mentally divest. This means get some help from a good therapist. Okay, get somebody to talk to. I'm not talking about Auntie May at the church. Okay, they are too divested. No, you get a professional to help you process all the trauma, the sexual, emotional, spiritual trauma and manipulation that you have been through. If you've been through that, if you haven't been through that, hey, it's a lot easier, right? But if you've gone through trauma, you have to process it. It's hard. I've been through it. Okay? It's hard, but you can do it because I've been through it. And I did not like it. I was fearful of it. I was fearful to go to the past and realize what was done to me had nothing to do with me. What was done to me had nothing to do with me. And the next is spiritually divest. If you have to pull back from the church to figure out who you are and where your place in this world is, I would highly suggest you do so. I don't care if you just didn't go back to church another day. Okay? Forge your own spirituality with the help of those who are invested in you. Okay? Because you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You have so much to offer this world. Don't throw your pearls to swine. In other words, don't throw your nicest jewelry in a pig pen. Meaning, don't give your best to something that is going to destroy you and is willing to destroy you to get its way. And you know what that way is? The protection of Black men at the expense of Black women and children. There, I said what I said. So let's talk about my divestment journey. My divestment and trauma. That point was when I was 6 years old. Didn't even know what all of this field, all this was. And when I had a cousin to try to molest me when I was 6 years old, and he was 17. My father didn't want to send his nephew to jail. Okay? And my mother was screaming at him. That male person did not want to protect me at 6 years old. Therein, the seed of divestment was planted in me. Because I'm like, okay. If I ain't shit to you, piss off. But the trauma was still there. Now, since he didn't go to jail and my mother was not allowed to press charges, victimized other girls, including my sister. So, who was younger than me. Okay? So, this is what the Black community offered me before I was 10 years old. And if I wasn't shrewd enough to watch for the crappy, I would have been used and abused by so many relatives and people adjacent to relatives. I can't even count them. I started my divestment at age 6 in 1972. And I have never looked back. Black girl, Black woman, you are worth the world. The world couldn't really have a lot of the things that it has if it weren't for you. The scientific advances, the technological advances, the literary treasures, the art. We make civilization better, but we can't let our own collective, the collective that we came from, beat us down. Look towards 2022. Look towards 2022. And I hope there are more of you divesting every day, like Lady K, who gave me an interview. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do, Black girl and Black lady. And I will be all the better for it. And so will you, and so will the rest of the world. Happy New Year. And if you have any questions, just write me at phoenixebony@gmail.com. Peace, love, treasures to you in 2022. Take care, girl. See you next time. Happy New Year.